Welcome back, War of the Spark. Camera's pointing directly at my face. I don't like it. It's too late to fix it now. Welcome back. We are doing War of the Spark. It's a D&D campaign set in Ravnica during an invasion that hasn't happened yet that the players don't know about. Don't worry about it.
What?
We are
Spoilers.
starting in the Precinct 4, I believe it is, of Ravnica. This is a very down-to-earth stream. We don't have any fancy visuals. We tell a story with words, so pay attention. Ravnica, picture like an aerial view of Ravnica near V2 Ghazi, the world tree, a tree the size of 10 buildings stacked on top of each other. The area around this sanctuary is on fire and destroyed. It is hot in Ravnica. There's a smell of wood smoke and burning flesh. Rubble is in the streets. There is open conflict between the guilds. As the camera pans in, there is a ragged group of refugees covered by centaur outriders and sentient trees and the War of the Spark Deniable Assets team who have humped it on foot, being harried by Gruul outriding parties all the way to V2 Ghazi. Let's take a look at what they look like. Pogo Basilthwaite, describe a character.
Okay, I am an elephant boy called a Loxodon, and I'm a big chunky boy, and I have one tusk is full and the other is broken in half, and I wear big armors. I have a lot of wrinkles on my face from smiling, laughing, having a good time, but I'm not smiling, nor laughing, nor having a good time right now. I look sort of haggard, tired, a little bit sad.
Okay. Fonz Al Ghul, what do you look like?
Fonz is a Minotaur, late of the Rakdos. He's got sweet, like, Nicol Bolas-style horns.
Nicholas Bicholas?
Yeah. But we don't know what that means yet.
You right.
He could be about to betray the party
audience.
a second time.
Maybe.
This is just for the audience.
I'll talk to you later.
Know.
I don't know. He wears, like sweet bracers and pants. That's about it.
He's
And,
neck,
yeah.
pulling down.
He's just along for the ride. Just
Nipple
chilling.
piercings. Don't forget the
Yes,
nipple
and he's got
piercings.
nipple piercings.
So, actually, question I have: how far down does the bull fur go? Like, does it stop at the neck and it's just normal person body, or is it like you're furry all around?
This is not relevant. This is not a
He's
relevant
got
line of
short
questioning.
fur.
We have many more characters than each of
Okay.
Alana.
Objection!
Alana is an overly vain, super shallow bard character. Most often she's in her, she's in blue with like gold trimmings and on occasion yellow. She's got long black hair. She loves to play the violin. She's a bard with
Move the mic closer.
Maybe.
Hey, this is going to be a finite amount we can do with the mics we have.
She has a violin. That's her bardic instrument. She has a tendency to be more like a thief. She's very shady. Again, though, she's super vain, so she doesn't do a ton of like physical combat. That's not her thing. She's definitely a spellcaster. Definitely there to help the friends, but she will bounce if necessary. She's not the most.
Which is not to say we don't have fantastic mics. It's just that they're made for 4 people and we have 5. All right.
We gotta share.
So, the 4th member of the party who couldn't be here today, Pigeon, it's a little urchin Golgari creature. She was scouting ahead. She comes back around the corner right as you guys are coming over the rise and V2 Ghazi is in sight. She opens her mouth to say something, and then the teleportation helm that is on her head crackles to life, and she looks up as though this is a surprise to her, and then she claps out of existence.
That's probably normal.
Teleports away.
Like cheeks.
Before you have time to figure out what the hell just happened or even mourn, the rest of the refugees arrive. The shepherd of these people who you worked with previously, the cleric of the Selesnyan, raises her standard and creates a gigantic tree made of light to symbolize that you guys are, in fact, refugees. The people in the sanctuary are just like, Selesnyan refugees, open the gates! Open the gates quickly! The Gruul are coming! They start opening the gates. The trees and stuff sort of part so that you can get inside. While this is happening, the camera is sort of sinking into the earth. And we go to the Undercity. Sicarius. This is Sicarius. He is a warlock, whose patron happens to be a person who you are going to see. She has asked for a private audience with you. You walk into a room that has no other people except Vraska, Queen of the Golgari, recently crowned after killing every other competitor for that title. She is a Gorgon who is wearing an exquisite ball gown made of fungus and vines. Sitting on a throne, Zacharias.
Greetings. What would you have of me?
I have a quest for you.
I am at your service.
Like you, I achieved the position I have through the patronage of another, whose motives I now suspect. Go to the Selesnyans. Tell them that the Golgari would be their allies, and any refugees they have, we would take. By the way, this is week 3 of the Golgari having sealed off every known entrance to the Undercity. So you guys have been living in a self-sustained community for about a month.
As
Travel
you
to their
wish.
city, travel to V2 Ghazi, tell them that there is a way through V2 Ghazi to the Undercity that is safe, but they will need a druid of the old ways.
It's so clean up there. But as you wish.
So he looks around like, is it not? It's pretty clean in here. You make your way to V2 Ghazi. How are you going to go about doing that? Because it's not safe.
I would use my contacts through the Undercity, try and stay hidden as possible, and use my sweet new hat to disguise myself to look like whoever's nearby. So to continue, like, just deception and those types of checks to get around.
Okay. So the nearest entrance to V2 Ghazi is going to be in the surrounding city. You pull back the vault door, and a pile of bodies just falls inwards. They were stacked up against the door. They're marked with spears and blades. This entire area is scorched and destroyed, and the markings, the fiery eye of the Gruul clan has been burned into the walls.
Oh, well, that simplifies things. Since I don't look like the healthiest person, I will just kind of scout around the immediate area and make sure that no one sees me. And if they do, then I would play dead.
Okay.
Sorry, that just means he lays on the ground.
Roll me
He's
a
undead.
perception check.
Yeah, that's racist, I think.
Roll it in the bin, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No.
Oh, same number. All right. So, whoop, 1 second. Perception is +2, so 11.
11. Okay. Now roll me a stealth check.
All right. Oh, that's not good.
Let me get that doily over there.
Yeah, we do need the doily.
It
No,
was
we don't.
a 3. Oh, there we go. It was a 3,
I like
so
that side
6.
Yeah, right.
6?
Yeah.
Stealth-wise?
Not great.
And you get stabbed in the back and die. Again.
I mean, we all gotta die.
So
Again.
you don't really notice this happening until it happens. A bunch of rubble and like what you thought was dead animals or something stands up and resolves into people who are wearing loose mortar and furs. They have the war marks of the House Gruul, one of the clans. You're not really familiar. The biggest among them is about 6 feet tall. He has a spear that is made entirely of one piece of bone, and one of his eyes is on fire.
Fuck.
Is this?
Yeah.
Exactly who said.
So I immediately make myself known, and I say, "Hey, friend, I'm just here to try and help you guys dispose of some bodies. Yeah. What can I do for you?"
You come to the wrong place, Underworlder.
I guess friends.
You cast Friends?
Yes.
Oh, man. That is my favorite spell of all time. All right.
That was me. That's why I said friend.
friend. All right. So roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
I hope it succeeds.
You have advantage because you cast friends.
Skills. Oh, sweet. +9. That is
22.
a 22.
22.
You have advantage.
Yeah,
Oh,
roll again.
Roll some more.
Yep.
22.
22.
So he looks at you, just sort of frowns, and then he says to the rest of the group who are getting ready to like murder you, he's just like, "Look at him, pallid flesh falling off the bone. This is what happens to cannibals. This is what you will be if you eat the flesh of men. He's not worth our time." They sort of like
Was that a problem with the girl?
They sort of like stand to the side and let you go. Some of them like throw rocks or spit, but they're not gonna like murder you.
I try to look weak and wimpy and skedaddle.
You don't have to try.
You did
Pretty
it,
much. I
champ.
don't have to try.
All right. With no further harassment, you make your way to Vritugazi. You can see the bonfires around the tree, like far off in the new rubble belt that has been made. It used to be further away, but now it's closer. And you would guess there are probably, I don't know, thousands of gruel here.
Shit.
There are boars everywhere. You see boar tracks in the ground that are like this big. Thankfully you didn't run into any of them. At one point you have to like hide behind a rock as a single scraggly deer with like patches in its skin. It's just like running away, and it is being chased by like 10 boar, each of which are the size of a mammoth.
Mm.
And they just crash through buildings and create new roads through the rubble.
Okay. I guess I will try to sneakily get my way to the gates.
Okay. You find yourself able to sort of slide in along with some refugees and centaurs and trees
Yes.
as you
And
guys
I would-
enter the.
Disguise self as someone
Does this happen to be us?
in the same garb as them.
I have a thing where I can detect undead when they are within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, because he's a paladin.
That
I'm a
one
paladin.
Selesnyan is undead.
Yeah, that one Selesnyan's undead.
You
I'm
don't-
going to go ahead and mosey over to you, all friendly like.
Do I still have this baby, or have I returned it?
That's up to you.
I returned it.
Oh, hi, friend.
Greetings, fellow.
I see through your ruse.
Okay.
You're going to want to explain very quickly.
Are we watching this go down? Like, did we just see him?
pay
What's he?
attention to what
What's
he
he got? Are you dressed in like Orzovian garb? Garb.
Full plate armor with the son of the Orzov on the front.
So I'm quaking in my boots.
Yeah.
Alright, so you gain one inspiration.
Straight up, I'm terrified of this right now.
I am absolutely terrified right now. Hi. So who specifically are you looking for?
You know, not really anyone.
Okay.
But,
Okay, so you're not sent here by any count, are you?
no.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I'll drop. I drop my disguise, and what you see is an undead person. Most of his, basically two-face. Like most of his teeth are exposed at this point. Nose is falling off, missing an ear. The skinniest person you've ever seen. He's very, very frail, very tiny. Plate or half plate. What is that? I forget the medium armor, half plate. And robes sticking out the bottom, black robes. There used to be some black hair, and he's got a nice little gray bowler with a purple ribbon around it.
You are an
And,
interesting combination of dapper and disgusting.
That's what I'm going for.
I can tell. You pull it off.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank you. My name's Sicarius. I actually am a member of the Golgari. And I hate the Gruul as much as you guys do. I can't
This
believe.
is something that you would know. This is the first time that you've seen a Golgari above ground in 3 weeks. You heard that they had closed off the Undercity and just bunkered down.
I actually have a message for the Selesnyans from my mistress, Vraska.
Confirm that the Golgari have a new queen.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we
Yeah,
never heard of sleep before.
did we know that?
All right.
You'd heard rumors, but confirmation is different.
I'm going to bring you to these two because I'm very dumb. I don't understand things.
It's okay, buddy. I cast friends.
The thing about the cantrip friends is that it works for 6 seconds, and then afterwards they are hostile to you. So I'm gonna give you one redo to maybe not do that.
Okay.
Oh no,
fine,
it's fine.
fine.
Let this happen.
So you're going to cast friends.
No, I'm not gonna cast friends.
Okay.
I was gonna say I wanted to see Pogo after a while,
Very-
6 seconds later.
Son of a bitch.
I've already have a pretty silver tongue, so
Ooh.
yeah.
That being said, friends is probably one of my favorite cantrips of all time.
It's very good.
Especially if you're like, if you know cons and you know how to work people, it's like, I can work with angry. Like, that is, somebody being mad at you is the start of a lot of good cons.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. This is,
I'm here to help.
you know, I've heard that a lot of times. And it's true some of those times, yeah, but not all of them. So, I appreciate the intent, but...
I understand. Let's go talk to your friends.
Okay, so here is my best friend Fons. He's a very funny comedian.
He's very large.
He looks
Thanks.
like one of the rowdiest, rudest minotaurs you've ever seen.
Yeah,
And
that
that's
is
saying
true.
something, because I used to travel with a
Yeah.
pretty gruff one.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, man. Pouring out for our homeboy,
Ugh.
Dornick.
He's
And
super
this is
vulgar.
Alana.
Yep.
She likes to bone people.
That is true.
That-
That's
Just not actual.
Here's
bone
a funny
people.
thing. I'm mostly bones.
Oh,
Anyways.
that's what I was going for. Was the
That's
the
a
pun
comment.
potential
That's a
there
comment.
was
She said,
on point.
But not actual bone people.
Got 'em.
You should try the undead. They're not bad actually.
With
Oh
what?
no, there's nothing
Oh, I
left
had a
down
long
there.
distance like pen
Exactly.
pal love with undead. Queen.
Oh yeah, I could write you
Yeah.
some great
They've
fan
written some
fiction,
beautiful
but
poetry.
I
Disgusting.
now when we get to it, it's all gone.
Yeah.
I draw the line
Honored
with
guests of the Selesnyan. While this entire conversation is happening, I want to picture you happening in the background, and in the foreground, there is a Selesnyan priest who is on her knees with her hands like this, and she's just like, Father Brildo, I've come to you to beg forgiveness. I have manipulated and used non-members of the Selesnyan Guild to get us here. I've lied to them. I've offered them things that I cannot offer.
Do we hear this?
No. You guys
Okay,
are too busy
I was-
talking about boning.
I was like,
Yeah.
And Bildrin is a Loxodon. He is actually the only Loxodon you've ever seen that is taller than Pogo. He's also old as shit. Like, his skin is, like, almost white. His eyes are milky white.
Ew.
He puts his hand on her forehead and he's like, hush now, child. I will handle the Outlanders. You did the right thing. He walks over to you guys. He's wearing robes. He has a staff that is basically a tree.
Is this your grandfather?
Yeah,
I thought this was his like boyfriend.
He says, honored guests of the Selesnyans, I have come to thank you for your help and patronage. Truly what you have done here, saving these people, is a good thing. And I wish to honor that however I can. Welcome to the sanctuary of Vitugazi. There is no strife here, no discord.
Yet.
Yeah, they're
Boing.
leaving soon.
Yeah, well,
Safety and peace for all.
we're just here for Steve.
Yeah,
So,
we'll just be taking
that's what we came for. I was just about to ask. I did not remember.
That would be way better if we just took whatever
yeah,
reward he
yeah.
offered.
I'm gonna just speak into your guys' head. Who's Steve?
You can't actually do that. I have a ring of mind shielding. So
Well,
you can knock on
you're
my
ahead.
mind door, but that's
Yeah.
it.
You hear a little tap.
Oh, man, you
you're
don't wanna
already-
be in my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're already used to. You have enough.
Yeah.
I
You
can.
saw it with
I
third
can't
person? Yeah, now
read
you're just
thoughts.
like-
I can just speak and be spoken to through the mind.
I want you guys to roll wisdom checks to realize that this is even happening.
Okay.
No, we're not doing that. So this guy starts talking at you telepathically while this guy is also talking to you. What do you do?
Not pay attention to anybody because there's 3 people talking to me.
One at a time. One at a time. You just pull the knife
Yes,
up. And
say your thing again.
What's that?
Say your thing again.
Steve?
Oh, I'm just going to turn to you and start talking.
So this guy continues his speech. Meanwhile, sidebar.
Yeah. Steve is this dope comedian that we rescued. And he's apparently some Azorius functionary. I don't really know. His day
There's
job
a-
is not important.
There's a real reason why they need Steve that I told you
Oh, I
yeah,
know.
Like, we don't
that the
look
players
at
don't
that,
remember.
Oh, no. You need him for his... So we actually
though.
need him...
Cleric.
He,
Go
he's
read
one of the like actual last remaining good quote Azorius functionaries.
I put my hand on your lips and be like, hey, maybe we don't say this out loud. Through my head.
So anyway, he's a super dope comedian and we want him. For the comedy.
Yeah, and we're
Understood.
like we're just here for Steve.
Just nod my head. And I would
Just
step
Steve.
forward. I actually
And
am
a
here.
ride if possible.
Or just Steve.
We
I
can't
am here
walk
to
with the
offer,
door around us.
with a message from my mistress Vraska,
Who are you again?
queen of the
So he's like
Undercity.
getting
Calm
a little
down,
bit
boy.
animated. He's like, children, all in good time. First, we must see to these refugees and their needs. And I understand that you have suffered injuries and strived mightily. You will be made whole in the light of Itugazi.
So this is why I hate this
Can
place.
we travel through the
Oh, yeah, it's
Undercity
like
to
coming home
get
for you.
back to the Azores?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not in
Are you
like a
down
good
for
way.
getting us an
Let's go
escort?
find all your bullies and watch them beat up. on you.
In through my head, I'm going to be like,
Okay.
we can talk about that.
Okay, we just
And it
Yeah,
might
it
get
might be
it
alright.
might suddenly get a lot easier if they listen to what I have to say.
I mean, we're not with the Selesnyan. We're
No, I
with
know that.
Steve, so we
So he turns and his
Stupid Steve
the
and
old
nothing else.
rhino turns and is not rhino.
Loxodon.
Loxodon turns and is walking in a direction like towards the center of the.
Where is Steve? Can I look around and
Sanctuary.
like spot him still?
Roll me a perception check.
Hell
I
no,
was like,
Steve
I'm
is
a little
gone.
pissed.
Because he is rolling a stealth check.
A 3.
Found him.
Where's perception?
Uh.
Honor? What the hell? Oh, there it is. Okay, I was like, Jesus.
Oh
Christ.
man,
So I rolled a 15
But
because
were
I
you
have
looking
advantage.
for Steve.
Okay, I got a 7.
Yeah, it's just said we're looking for Steve.
I got a 12.
All right, so both of you find Steve.
So yeah,
He's trying to be innocuous behind the crowd of Selesnyan refugees, but he stands out because you know his face and his gait, and you've kidnapped him multiple times.
Yeah, we have done
What?
that.
this is getting to be a Steve
we've
capturing
not
enterprise.
captured Steve any other time.
One time.
Yeah, we
When?
did.
And we let him be kidnapped by the other guys one
Yeah,
time.
we did that too.
But we didn't kidnap him into the Rakdos, and we didn't take him. We did not take him
well, we
to
certainly
that
didn't
party.
help him.
Yeah, mostly
but we
we've been
still
witness to
didn't-
him being
But
kidnapped
we
many
never
times.
actually kidnapped
You know,
him.
good stuff happens to us every time we get
So
kidnapped.
every time that you say something like, "Yeah, we kidnapped that guy," there's a Selesnyan nearby. He like puts a hand on your shoulder, like, "It's okay, just let it
Oh.
go."
I love this place.
I hate
I was
this
gonna
place.
start talking about all the terrible things I've ever
I
done.
stab this guy in the eye for no reason. Oh, that's horrible. Do better in the
I'm gonna
future.
let
It's
Sidex take over
okay.
for a while. Let him tell some stories.
I told this old man he was a murder victim, and I stabbed him.
I did do that.
Yeah, that was dope.
I believe I stabbed a witness to death in a
Episode
trial.
Yep,
during
yep.
the
He went to
trial.
take something, and the guy turned and went thief, and he went murder victim and stabbed him.
I'm gonna have to steal that.
Yeah, it's a
It's
good one.
Yeah,
That is a
good
good one.
Okay, we really just want to take Steve and go
That was my
about
first
our way.
inspiration point I've ever
How,
gotten.
how you guys deal with the situation now is not our problem.
Do you power walk up to the Loxodon who's
Yeah.
slowly walking away and then say
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Like we have other matters to attend to. We're here to pick him up and go.
Yes, you had made that clear. But hasty decisions are not the way of the Selesnyan, and I cannot offer you safe passage through Gruul territory, as would be my responsibility.
We're not asking
I would
you guys
pop
to-
up
You
and be
also
like,
power walk up?
yes, my lord, I actually have some news about that from my
Oh?
mistress,
And
The
who
queen of the Gogari.
are you?
I am Sicarius, voice of Vraska, and she has a message for the Selesnya that there might be to what's the word? Broker an alliance
It's a-
between
Ah.
our two clans,
I see.
an offer of safe passage through the Undercity.
Safe passage, you say? How fortuitous. Continues walking. At this point, you guys get up to the second level as he's climbing up some stairs.
Can we look at like anyone else here and be like, is there any faster person we can talk to?
You like turn over to a centaur, like, is there another guy? And they're just like, point at the Loxodon. Sorry.
We should just grab Steve and leave.
Right?
Like,
Yeah,
fuck
we're
this
we're
way.
like this close to doing that.
So you do the calculations here. You just like look around. There are knights, centaurs. You see Pegasi in the sky flying and doing air coverage. There are tree folk here. If you got in a fight with the Selesnyans here, it would be very bad.
We're not looking to fight. We're just
Yeah.
gonna grab Steve by the the collar and be like, all right, time to go,
We're
and
looking
walk
to fight.
out.
We're looking to bamboozle. And these
I'm not
guys are
even
the
looking-
most bamboozleable.
I'm not even
Yes.
looking to bamboozle. I'm literally looking to go, all right, we got Steve, deuces, and leave. Like, that's...
Yeah, if there's one thing
Just leave.
Selesnyans don't have, it's wisdom.
Yes.
Hmm.
They're the most bamboozleable.
As you're sort of standing there in the light of this tree, he sort of raises his hands. Vichugazi, please bless these brave adventurers with your gifts. The tree sort of like shifts and light comes through. There's like a little god light that hits each of you. You just took a long rest.
Cool.
I
Tried
tried to
fancy tree.
I tried to actually run away from that light, but it still hit me.
Like,
It's
follows
so
you like
bright!
a spotlight.
Ah.
It's so bright.
Would you like a straw?
I'm sorry.
Would you like a straw
To
to help you suck it up?
You should have said you
Got
need a,
'em.
You should have said you need a drunk.
So you're running from the godlight, and then another Selesnyan comes out with a parasol and like puts it up. It's like, this one's undead. He's undead, guys. Don't hit him with the light. He'll die.
Yeah.
Oh, they
you want a
care,
bread roll?
That's right.
I would like a bread roll,
Here you go.
and it just kind of falls through.
Oh,
Ew.
Just chewing with the
Are
one
you-
hand.
I've been like, so I don't know why I'm dead. I don't know why I'm back, but
Hey, neither
here
do
we
we.
are.
Do you remember what you were when you were not dead?
I was a street hustler.
Oh, man after my own heart.
Yeah.
Okay, can we like in any way move this along? Like, can we
Sorry.
just go? Can we just, no, I know, not like that's you guys like out of character, but in character. Like, can we just get Steve and go?
Yeah, but
I
like these
would
people don't go. There's a reason I hate this fucking place.
Yes,
have we
but
tried
can
the
we?
fire
but
angle
but
again?
can we not seriously just grab Steve and walk out?
I would
no.
be happy to
No,
help
I feel
you
like they're gonna
walk
gently
out.
restrain us.
Yeah.
If I hate nothing more, then it's to be gently restrained.
I just barbecued a dragon. Like, it's
Cost-
time to go.
He'll
Yeah,
take-
but like they
cast
have this
charm
tree
person into oblivion.
that will just sort of put roots around our feet, nice and gentle like, until we give up.
We
I would.
have to
Ah,
go. Okay,
You
we
have
already.
been in Selesnyan timeout before.
Yeah, I spent a lot of times there.
Yes, Pogo, I remember you.
Yeah, I remember you.
Are you two related? Like, is this a fun?
I hate you, fawns.
No.
Damn, I tried.
I would like to say more to your point. If we get my message through fast, I would be happy to help you as long as you guys kept me safe.
Fair enough.
Whoa. You don't have money to
Safe-ish.
hire us.
Safe-ish.
The
Scouts honor.
Oh God.
The
Fingers
Selesnyan
legit.
way is to always accept offers of friendship from other guilds. But that does not solve the immediate problem. As he looks out over the ring of Gruul encampments around you guys, I still cannot offer you safe passage.
We don't need
We
you to
don't
offer
need
safe passage.
We just need a Steve.
We just need
I
to
will
leave.
not send one of my own into the fire.
He's not one of your own.
What if he wasn't
Yes,
one of your own?
he is. And when he says that, he gets like 12 feet tall and goes all Gandalf on
Alana
you.
does not stand. Alana does not.
That
stand out.
man is a Selesnyan.
What if
He is one of us. And
There you
Steve's
go,
just like,
mister.
What if he renounces the Celestian Guild?
What if I offer
he turns to
him?
you and he's like, do you renounce our brotherhood?
And
Brother
we
Steve?"
all
Well, hang
just,
on.
we
Let
all
us make a
stare
pitch.
daggers at Steve.
Let us
We're
make a
all-
pitch.
Steve looks at you, looks at the locks on, looks at him, and is like, no.
Let us make a pitch. Have you ever wanted to be guild leader, Steve? Because there's an opening just for you. That's what we're here to tell you. If you weren't such a jerk about it.
All right, you're rolling a deception
Oh,
check?
yeah.
Can I help him with that?
Guild leader for whom?
The Azorius.
Yeah.
That's what they need him for.
Yeah,
the down,
I-
the down people.
yeah.
Can I help him with that?
You can try.
Okay. Yeah. No, Steve. Like, it's a good deal. You should probably take it.
It's a 12.
So
You
roll with
wanna
advantage.
That's 18.
Okay. 18. So he's like,
Oh, I was
Wait.
gonna say, since I was helping, does he not get advantage?
you do get advantage, and it cancels out the disadvantage that they have dealing with Steve, who is a multiple kidnap victim of them. He looks at you. He wavers for a second. He's like, "Wait, guild leader? What? What is happening?
I don't know.
Why are you here?"
We were sent here to get you because you're the last guy who isn't evil.
And return
apparently.
you to the Azorius.
Yeah. By
Why?
the Boros.
Okay, why?
The Boros.
Because they have a bunch of people are corrupt and are on the other side of this war, so they've been removed from office. You're one of the very few remaining dignitaries left to take positions. That's why we came to get you.
All right, roll me a persuade check on that. You have advantage. That is
Who's the guy? Who's the Boris guy we're dealing with? Krieg.
Krieg.
Yeah.
Krieg, that swollen asshole.
I don't know who Krieg is.
He's a Boros.
You know his swollen asshole.
What am I
when you
rolling?
saw it.
That's
Boros are
Boros'
assholes.
ass.
In my personal
What am I
experience,
rolling?
Boros are
Persuade.
assholes.
Persuade.
They shook me down.
quite a bit.
You were not a very good criminal.
Yeah, you
then.
got jumped by Boros, but that was
Yeah.
a whole thing. There's mind control involved.
Wait, didn't you have advantage?
You already have advantage.
Yeah, so reroll once and maybe not spend the inspiration.
Oh, 16, so yeah, that's a 23.
Nice.
Okay. So let's pretend for a second that you're not here to kidnap me and put me in a Rakdos circus. And I can help you
We
with
don't have to pretend
your
that's happening.
Azorius problem. I don't know that. Okay?
We've never
Why
kidnapped
don't you
you,
bring
Can I,
a
Steve.
friend
can I shoot a
with
thought
you?
into his head? I wouldn't let that happen.
Why are people talking to me in my brain right now? Let's talk with our voices.
And I just like put a skeletal finger to my face, like, shh.
This is not
Yeah.
helping.
Trying to help you
I
out.
actually have some evidence to that effect. Do you happen to remember Fonz's previously demonically scarred body? You will note that it is curiously absent of these demonic scars, perhaps indicating a split
Barrier
from
physique.
the Rakdos.
Fonz is legit posing.
So wait, none of you work for the Rakdos anymore?
No, fuck them.
Yes. That's what I was saying.
We've
Yeah,
never,
well,
Fuck those guys.
Let's be. I've never really worked for the Rakdos. Like,
So, okay.
I just liked Fonz.
Let's pretend for a second like I'm going to go with you and help people for the greater good, even though you have caused me no end of suffering and fear. How are we going to get there? There are so many Gruul out there.
there's a passage through the under. Is no one listening to this map?
Game 1 inspiration.
Just frustration at everyone around her.
I just like
Steve?
gesticulating right behind her, like,
Steve and the giant Loxodon turn to you, and there's like expectant silence.
yes, like I said, just trying to relay a message from Mistress Vraska that Selesnya is safe in the Undercity.
I see. How are we going to get there? The roots of Vitu-Ghazi do not permit passage to the Undercity.
My mistress told me that there is a passage here. And if not, I can send you to where I was.
All right. Do you remember the other part of that, where she told you you need a druid of the old ways?
I need a druid of the old ways. There we
Okay,
go.
cool. We got it.
Wait a minute. Aren't those Gruul boys?
Doo-da-da.
Are we gonna
What?
Are we gonna have to go kidnap Oleg? Is he a druid?
As this is happening, there is a bright blue light, like whitish blue, that appears and washes out this entire scene.
It hurts my eyes.
You look over to behind the Gruul line. There is a beam of light that comes from somewhere way up in the heavens. It comes all the way down and touches the ground.
Okay.
So picture that. And then picture that beam splitting in two to form a triangle like this.
Yeah, I don't like this at all.
Through that triangle, there is sand, pyramids, statues with heads of animals.
And I recognize this very much so.
You've seen it
as
before.
The realm of Nicobolus.
A couple minutes later, you feel the hot, dry wind of the desert wash over you as legions of iridescent blue skeletal warriors sprint out of the other plane into this one.
How do we even
You can
close
hear
the plane gate?
The
We don't.
sounds of battle
Hashtag scared.
as
They're
they
spooked. Shook. There
lay
we go.
siege to the Gruul line. They outnumber the Gruul, they outnumber you, they outnumber the Gruul and you. We're going to cut to commercial. We'll be right back. Woo! All right, we are back.
Is he a pitcher?
Roberto Clemente.
Talking about sports, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so a triangular aperture
Yep,
in
yep.
reality has Lazotep-plated warriors pouring through it en masse. The War of the Spark has begun. You will remember this moment for the rest of your potentially very short lives.
That's encouraging.
A sergeant runs up to the Loxodon and is like, "We cannot let them die. We have to help them." He waves his hand and he's like,
Do you
"We will
understand
protect.
what war is?
We will protect the Vitu-Ghazi tree and the refugees. Send the air forces. Aid your Gruul brothers as best you can without sacrificing our position." He turns to all three of you. "You, bring me that druid of the old ways. He's out there somewhere. And now there are thousands of people and your Steve depending on you to find him."
Oh my god.
But we're agreed that he is our Steve, right?
We just-
Steve's like, he's like, oh, like seeing all of these like warriors come out. There's like,
Can't we just tell Krieg that we failed?
Steve died. I don't know what happened. He slipped on the stairs and fell.
gonna have to find a new way.
I just step off into the corner. Vraska, are you fucking seeing this? Oh my god.
Do you have sending or anything like that?
Are they linked because she raised him?
I am like I thought I was like linked with my patron, but
It depends on the pact.
yes. Let's see. I have
We have more
message.
immediate concerns here.
Yes.
All right. So, first you're gonna need to find this person. The way that we're gonna represent that mechanically is you're wading into a gigantic battle with air forces, ground forces, Lazotep-plated manticores, Gruul giants, that sort of thing. Is a skill challenge. Basically,
Sure.
you guys need to get 7 successes before 3 failures. If you fail, you will take a non-zero amount of damage. If you fail 3 times, you're going to be driven back to the sanctuary, or one of you will have to die to keep going.
Cool.
Just kill the new guy.
Yeah.
And we can raise him again.
Rip in peace.
He's already
He's
dead.
already dead.
He's got practice. You'll probably
Plus,
be
we
fine.
have
I,
one more
as you
reminder
guys
to bear.
like start, as I notice you guys start looking at that, I'm just like peace, and I literally fly away.
Plus, we have one more resurrection with the Baron still.
Never trust the goddamn undead. Anyway,
Who
I'm
do you want
joking,
me
I
to
don't fly
resurrect?
away.
This guy?
Yeah. Steve.
Alright.
Like,
so wait, would we know like Oleg is a druid?
Is he a
You
druid?
know he's not a druid.
Okay, so it's definitely not.
But he might have a good lead on one.
I would ask the old guy. Do
There's
you
an old
know
guy? We don't know anybody.
Yeah, it's an old
the old
Loxodon boy.
Loxodon that
Oh.
we're literally standing in front of?
Yeah.
Your father.
A moment of your time.
hate you,
Do you
fawns.
know any
It's
druids
not a
of the old ways,
that.
or have any rumors of them
Look alike.
being in your sanctuary?
No. I know for a fact that we don't have one.
Understood.
But finding Oleg is a good place to start. Let's go with that.
All right.
Well, how
How
are you
do
going to
you
go
do that?
about doing that? You can roll a skill check, or you can cast a spell. If you cast a 5th level spell or higher that is applicable, that actually helps you,
I actually
it counts
don't
as
think I have
2
that.
successes.
I don't have
Just
a
let her
helpful.
wander
I
Naked.
don't know if I have a 5th
That
level
won't help.
spell.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Don't blast that.
That's how we plan to
I
persuade
do have
him.
a 5th level spell. It's called Fly.
That's helpful.
That it would be helpful.
Okay, I just have dominate person. So that's not.
You, tell me where Oleg is.
I mean, that would work like that.
We'd have to find somebody first.
Yeah.
Versus you can tell any person, the nearest person we see.
Yeah, they have to be within 60 feet of me.
Okay. So, you are granted passage to the front line via Pegasi.
Oh,
If we
alright.
tell him what Oleg looks like, he met him earlier, so shouldn't he kind of sort of know the area he was in?
So you're just like, okay, we got to find, we have a contact. His name's Oleg. He looks like this. And you're like, wait a minute.
I have seen him
He's
before.
Yeah,
he's
this is that
one of his eyes
barbarian.
on fire. He's a staff made of single bone.
Oh,
He's an excellent lover.
I feel like he would be gentle, honestly.
He's not.
We all know.
We all know.
Gentlemen,
Okay.
Gentlemen, it's
So-
time to discuss pillow talk. Moving along.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
like,
I
oh,
screaming.
I've met that guy. He almost killed me when I left the
He's good at that,
Undercity.
yeah.
Yeah, that's his thing.
Yep.
Where did you last see him?
I think I made
Cannot
friends with him
identify.
though. I can take you back there immediately.
Well, I like how everyone we know at one point tried to kill us.
Yeah.
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 We have that effect on
We're
people.
winning friends.
That's Ravnica, baby.
Oh yeah, take us to the last place you saw him. He cannot have gotten that
Or
far.
we at one point tried to kidnap them.
The city that sleeps eternal. All right. So you head back to that general area. You're able to spot a bunch of Gruul rebel belters loping easily across the broken terrain in a way that would break a normal person's ankles.
I want to heckle them.
No.
Not
Yeah.
like heckle. I like yell out to them.
They go, ah, throw stuff at you. You land a safe distance away. Oleg goes, you
Oleg!
Hey, friend.
sorcerer!
Yeah, he is.
This is the cannibal sorcerer who ensorcelled me.
That is true.
Okay, first of all, there are a lot of accusations flying.
I hop out the doors, are flying
Also,
around.
one, I'm not a sorcerer. Two, I was just trying to make friends the only way I know how. And three, we need your help.
You should learn a better way to. What? Hi, Lana.
Hi, sweetie.
Also, I'm not a cannibal. I just want that for the record. I don't actually eat anything at all. It just goes right through me.
Look, we all make mistakes.
But
all
I'm-
right?
Alright, who's rolling some kind of check for this?
Probably me. Probably be persuading him.
Persuade?
I also can help with persuasion. I've got a +9.
What am I D20? Oh, it's still in here.
Now they got a history.
Yeah.
They do. Probably best to just let them, go off and work things out for
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes.
Well, it's more like 11.
Another 16, so yeah. That's
So what do you
23.
actually say?
Oleg, we need your help to find a druid. If we do, we can evacuate everyone and avoid the attack.
Including you guys.
Yeah, that's why I said everybody. Like,
You got 26?
23.
23. So it's a complicated series of emotions because this is a success because it was a 23. But he sort of looks at you and then he looks at them. He looks at his boys and he's like, evacuates to avoid the battle. And they're all like,
Oleg, you will die here, Oleg.
I'm counting on it. the druid will help you protect these Selesnyans who cannot fight, who will most likely become undead.
Correct.
The
They're
Selesnyans
very
are trying.
passionate lovers.
We're trying to remove the Selesnyans from the situation because they're not. They're them.
Useful.
know.
Leaving more glory for you and your kin.
I know where you can find a druid. You're not going to like it. Follow us. They start moving into the fray, towards the front.
Can I just like hold on to his back? Like, has anyone seen Batman Assault on Arkham when Killer Frost is on King Shark? Yeah, I'm doing that.
You
Like,
just
I'm
ride on
hanging
his back?
Yeah, I'm just like sitting on his back, like perched. Like, yep, we're doing it.
He like stops for a second, and you can see that he's like grabbed a knife, and he's just like. Bleh.
I've never seen a
Shrugs.
horse ride a cart before.
All right, so you guys
Singapore ride a giant.
That's what I was implying.
proceed. The next obstacle is another. We'll say not a group of girl raiders, but in fact a giant, who is just mad with blood fury and fighting everything nearby. There are some of the Lazotep plated eternal elite sort of fighting him, but he finishes crushing them and turns to you guys and is just like, yeah! And Oleg's just like, all right, gonna have to fight this guy. Unless one of you can think of something else to do.
I would like to.
And we're still in skill challenge mode.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
could
just,
do
like,
that.
super smite it.
I'd
Just
prefer
tell him a
not to.
riddle.
I think
What gets
actually.
wetter as it dries?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
bleeds out of his
That's
eyes
the
and
work
ears.
for Odysseus and work for us.
I feel like Odysseus just stabbed him in the eye.
I mean, that was the second half of the riddle.
What, get,
What's big and tall with one eye that ain't gonna have none in a minute?
what gets stabs in the eye? You!
So, is there? So he's turned to us now, right?
Yeah.
Are there more boys behind him, perchance?
Not really.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Are there any of the enemy nearby, somewhat, like
Absolutely.
that I could perhaps bait him toward?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to cast command and tell him to turn around and look at somewhere else.
Smash.
You know, he probably doesn't have object permanence, so if he turns around,
That's
he
what
might
I'm
forget
figuring
we're
on.
here.
Yeah,
So
just
you're
like,
like-
hey, just don't look at us. Fight over
Yeah,
that
So
way.
you're like, you! Smash! And you point, he looks, he sees a Lazotep planted, gigantic, larger than life hippopotamus, like picture undead covered in blue plate, that is charging at him out of a mire, grabs the jaws like, oh! You guys sort of like,
Yeah, like, run around the fight.
I just chuck a quick Eldritch Blast to help him out.
all right.
No? Okay.
So at this point, the fighting is getting hot and heavy. Like there are at points where you have to break through like lines of assembled soldiers. They do a phalanx thing where they're like pushing back the gruel and then stabbing them. These creatures fight. You've seen them fight before. You have not. They are undead, but they move with the fluid grace of like career warriors.
The undead you wish to be.
So, like the mummy.
Kind of, yeah. Which
Yeah.
mummy?
The
Mummy
good
3?
ones.
Okay.
No, not Mummy
That's
3.
National Treasure 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
National Treasure 3.
Yeah.
You're right. With
I
Keanu
haven't
Reeves.
seen those.
Yes. And Brendan Fraser.
And Kermit the Frog.
Yes. But only as a voice actor.
It ain't easy being Keanu Reeves.
All right, we're getting off the beaten path here. Okay,
That's another RPG for another day.
so we will say that you guys have actually found one of these druids. He is in a desperate scrum with some Gruul warriors who have been sort of encircled by encroaching eternal elites, and they are sort of like swinging, shooting fireballs, creating grasping vines, but every time they do, whoever they're attacking backs up and they advance from the side. We're actually going to roll initiative and fight these dudes.
Cool, cool. Yeah.
Roll me.
Ooh.
You got a 2,
Oh,
and
man.
I got an 18.
Seems right for me.
Well, sorry, you got a 2. I mean, you get your extra initiative. I technically got a 20 with the initiative.
I rolled a 3 and got a 4. I mean, other way around. I rolled a 4, got a 3.
He got a.
You have negative.
You got a.
I do,
so
yeah.
Still, as
So I
always,
got a 20. What did
just
you get?
before
18.
you.
So okay, I got a 20.
You have
got an
plus
18,
one?
and then
No,
so
I got
you-
rolled a 2, but got 4.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you go first.
I'm, as always, just before you.
Yep, yep.
It's gonna be me, him. So Bobo gets to go last, which sucks.
Does that... I always roll below a 5 on initiative.
I know, but we need
Welcome to
your
the
help.
club, buddy.
Nice.
Nat 20. Fuck us.
Okay, so the Eternals are going to go before you guys, and then you guys are going to go. Because they all move at the same time.
Cool, cool, cool.
Cool, cool, cool.
So a small force of the Eternals continue to sort of harry the Gruul and make them incapable of doing their wild swinging rage. The rest of them all turn around in unison, lock shields and spears. There are approximately 20 of them. There are 3 of them that have the heads of jackals and have dual, like, sort of Egyptian scimitars instead of, like, spear and shield. And then there is one guy in the back with a scepter, like a big sort of spear staff thing, riding around in a chariot, not saying anything. None of these creatures make a single sound. Like, they don't make any noise when they move. They don't talk. They don't communicate. They just move in unison.
Hashtag shook.
All right.
It's funny because he's bones.
You should use Shatter on them.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm kind of scared
Good
of
advice.
a lot of things. I'm a little frail.
Yeah, they're made of
You
stone.
could perhaps consider growing a pair.
That is true.
No, it fell off.
So
You're right.
you say you could perhaps consider growing a pair as the already smoky sun that is blocked by all of the miasma of war becomes even darker as a hail of spears arcs in the air towards you. Each of them is going to throw 1 for a total of 20 of them.
Cool, cool.
Cool.
All right. So what is your armor class?
19.
It's
19.
actually pretty low for 5 die.
Yeah, on the one guy who has armor class.
19, you say?
I do.
You get hit 1 time.
Shid.
For
10 Brazilian damage.
That's a lot.
Specifically Brazilian.
Yes.
all right.
That's either a lot or a little. I'm not sure which.
I think it's a country.
What?
You said I think it's
Brazilian
a lot or
damage?
little, and he goes, I
Nice.
think it's a country.
That's 1, 2, 3.
He said Brazilian.
6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
9.
He said,
I'm not following.
I got the joke. You guys did not.
Gonna spend 1 of their eternal superiority die.
Oh God.
12 plus 4, 13 damage, and you need to roll a wisdom save if you can be frightened.
I wish somebody would ask me that.
Can you be frightened?
I feel like I don't. I
I think
can't.
that's a level
As a
10
paladin,
thing.
Yeah.
I think it's level 7 for me.
It might be a little something.
I'm
I
checking.
think you talked about it before.
Let me see. Features.
Learning about paladins, and whether or not they can be afraid.
That should be just our whole stream.
Come on down to the end games. We got brisk iced tea lemonade.
This is the
Tenth
let's all
level.
go to the lobby.
Yeah, yeah. So I can be afraid.
You can be afraid?
I sure can.
All right, roll me a wisdom save.
One more level. That's all he needs. Then he
Okay.
can't.
So I am trained in those. Let me just see what this says. Yeah. So I rolled a 15 and
Pass.
it's plus like at least 6.
So you take a spear. The coordination and just brutal efficiency of it would frighten a lesser creature, but not you.
Good.
Moving on. Sicarius, what's your armor class?
18.
All right. 18 armor class. Beep, boop, 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 beep. You hit twice.
Oh God. Please no.
Spend some more of these dice. 12. Ah! Plus 15 is 25 damage. You need to roll a wisdom saving throw. I'm not going to make you do multiples. Just roll 1 with disadvantage or be afeared.
Disadvantage?
Correct.
Oh God. Nope. And yep.
Okay, so you are frightened.
Let's see.
You have disadvantage on attacking these dudes. You
I
cannot
mean, he was
willingly
he was
move closer to
role-playing
them.
that, so he's probably
Yeah,
okay.
you're good.
Oh, actually, it was a wisdom save?
Yeah.
So it was an 8. But yeah.
8 is a fail.
Yep.
Okay. Alana, what is your armor class?
Is 12.
You
Okay.
said
Oh,
20,
welcome to the club.
25 damage.
12? Okay, so you're going to take 24 damage. You need to make a wisdom save with disadvantage.
Wisdom save, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that mean? You just have to take the lowest?
Yes.
Yes.
You also get a plus 3 to it from being near to my inspiring person.
Oh, then I would have had
So I got
11.
Still would have failed.
Okay.
So I still, hang on. 13. I got a 12 and a 13.
12 and 13? Okay, so you are also frightened. Last person. What is your armor class?
12.
12? Okay. So you take 21 damage, need to make a wisdom save, disadvantage, or be a fear.
That's an 18.
And then reroll it because it's disadvantage.
I think it's 18. Yeah, it's 18. A 7.
So that's 10.
Okay, so basically you guys are standing around talking shit, then all of them break ranks, pull back the spear, throw it, 20 spears land around you in a rain of wood and iron, tearing into you, hitting your thighs and arms, and filling you with animal terror, except for Pokeball 3.
Come on, guys.
Earthshaker Kenrose are going to close the distance, and the guy in the background is going to ride around and do his thing. All right, what are you guys doing?
Time to attack.
They advance.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
your turn.
What you doing?
I think I'm gonna go with Shatter
That seems good.
because I think that's the most like large area.
Like,
Mhm.
I have a lot of AoE.
That's
Until
good.
I get Fireball, which will happen. Yeah, I'm just gonna do Shatter.
I feel like I'm going to have to make a lot of saves here.
It's a Constitution save. If they fail, you get 3d8.
Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. First batch. Alright. Because they're leaders nearby, they have evasion, so if they pass, they might not die. But they do, in fact, only have like 10 hit points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 of them are okay.
My spell save DC is 15, so.
Yeah. Alright, so that was about 13 of them that failed their save. Roll me that 3d8 footage, please.
Can I borrow any d8s from the man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Purple and sparkly,
Okay.
just like my soul.
That would be a
14.
yeah, 14.
Okay, so what does your shatter look like?
I thought Shatter had to be at your person and out. No, never mind.
that's
No, it's at a
That's
point
right.
in a. Yep.
She like rides up. She like swings up and is riding on Oleg's shoulders.
Okay.
Probably.
With the
bleeding.
violin?
Yes.
Come to the wrong neighborhood, Eternals.
Pretty much. Pretty much. You know how she is. Her shatter probably looks almost like kind of similar to like sound waves. Like she had played her violin a couple notes and just on a really harsh one, like just swung her violin bow just right across it. And it didn't make an uncomfortable noise, but just a very like impactful, like almost snapping sound as it ripped down the cord. And like the shatter kind of comes out of the violin towards the landing 10-foot radius and just
Sounds good.
cracks, snaps, shatters, whatever's in the
So
range.
they all react to you casting magic at the same time. Like they whip their heads and try to pull their shields up. 13 of them, their spears break, their heads fall off, they crumble and fall apart, and the Lazotep cracks. They no longer are Eternals. 7 of them wall up, phalanx, and then come out unscathed. All right,
Cool.
next up.
So you said there's a guy in the back with in a chariot.
Yes.
Seems to be controlling some stuff.
He is, he's riding around. He's doing his thing. He's also, like, you don't have to roll an Arcana check to tell that he's providing a significant shielding buff that's providing all of his allies evasion.
So this spell has a range of 90, or has a range of 90 feet. So as long as I'm within that.
You are within 90 feet.
Okay, awesome, sweet. So I take my hands and just kind of like up, and a bunch of tentacles try and grab him off his chariot.
Tentacular spectacular. All right.
Yes.
Do I need to roll a save or
It
he roll anything?
is. So nothing happens right now, but when he starts his turn or ends his turn, or enters the area, it's 3d6 and a dex save.
Okay.
And he would be grappled. Or restrained.
Okay. Cool. So on his turn, he's gonna have to deal with that, correct?
Correct.
You're basically gonna make it like
It's a 20-foot square.
you make it appear where he's going and not where he is. But
Yeah.
since we're not doing positional stuff, like it's basically gonna be like blah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's a 20-foot square, so
Sounds good.
anybody else around him.
So yeah, he will essentially roll through it. He's behind them, so he's far enough away
That I
it
can-
won't affect anyone
Okay.
other than him. All right. What are you guys doing?
Oh, I'd like to make a death saving throw.
Yo.
To try to cast Gash's form.
All right.
I think when I...
7.
Fail.
Yeah.
So you mark one death saving throw.
Yep.
You cast gaseous form, and then you go into the passenger seat of your mind
Mm-hmm.
as
Exactly what I wanted to do.
Sadek takes over for a turn.
Yep.
And he's like, "Oh, good lord, what is happening out here?
It's perfect time for you to show
Is
up.
this?"
You got it, champ.
Does he speak out loud? Like, do we hear that?
No,
What
that is
this?
just
Ah.
in your mind. As he turns into a cloud of gas, and right before he does, he's a minotaur, so him having fangs like a vampire is weird. But
Yeah.
he does.
Okay. Interesting.
Sadek is gonna phase forward towards the back line, and then he is going to probably on his next turn attack the war leader.
Yep, that's what
On
I
the
wanted
chariot.
him to do.
All right. What are you doing, Pogo?
So let's see. I would like to cast Crusader's Mantle.
What's that do?
Holy power radiates from me in a 30-foot radius. Each non-hostile creature in the aura, including me, deals an extra d4 radiant damage upon hitting with a weapon.
Sweet.
I would like that to also apply to the Gruul. Well, actually, before I do this, are the Gruul boys that have been encircled within 30 feet of us?
No, they're at least 60 feet away.
Fuck that. Okay. I am going to go stab Chariot Man.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark and stab him.
So
We
there,
all want him dead.
there is a phalanx of guys between you and him.
Cool.
So you can wade through them if you want, but they're going to get opportunity attacks galore. Or you can fight the people in front of you, which includes 2 elites and 7 guys.
Instead, I'm going to use Channel Divinity to, let me read this. I'm pretty sure I just don't have opportunity attacks against me this turn, but I need to double check.
Just walk through like, what you gonna do?
He is a giant elephant man.
I am that, yeah. Alright. Got to look up my rules. Obscure enemy. Paladin 5e.
Are you Vengeance Paladin?
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Because I know there's something about this. All spells.
What's the spell we're looking up?
Which one are you doing?
Hunter's Mark.
No, that's something else. Whatever. Okay, I'm just going to charge through them. Don't give a fuck.
Okay. Gonna make some opportunity attacks here.
Cool, cool.
I'm gonna rule that only 4 of them are gonna be able to get in reach of you since you go around the side. Ooh. That's gonna be some hits though.
Cool, cool.
Alright, so 21 damage.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll throw some superiority dice on that.
Cool.
7. And you need to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Shit.
Stop from doing whatever shit you're trying to do.
That's not great. I'm gonna go ahead and use an
He's trying to do that.
inspiration.
Spy myself.
They're fun.
Oh, I got a nat 20 that time.
Sweet. So you rush around the side of this phalanx going for the leader. They see that you're doing that, and one of them stabs you through the leg and tries to twist it so you fall down.
Mhm.
And you just keep going and break his spear. Like, ah!
Cool.
All right, so now you're going to make an attack on the warlord.
I am going to do that, yeah.
Sounds good.
Give me...
Smite him.
I probably will. But first I have to
Smite
hit.
him with your spear.
So that's a nat 20 again
Nice.
on the first attack. On the
Yeah, roll
second
again.
attack is a nat 1.
Okay.
So,
You got
Balance
him
it
good
out.
one times.
I did get him good one time.
I feel like this is like basically you position yourself as the tentacles are coming out in slow motion, and this guy is like riding his chariot, and then you just set yourself with a light spear. Like you're gonna get hit with a chariot, but that dude is gonna get stabbed to fuck.
Yeah. So I think I will go ahead and smite.
Yeah, it seems right.
This, let's call it a second level slot, and he is undead, yeah?
Yes.
Cool, so it's going to be an extra 4d8, doubled. So
He
it's...
does not have weakness to radiant.
That's good to know. So I need... and unter
It's-
D...
need
this
D10s?
one. And I have 48. Got there. I'm going to roll this 2 times. Cool, that is... let's see, 10, 14, 18... Und... much better. 21... 27... 35... 18 plus 35 plus... 7? 6? 6.
6? Okay, sounds good. So you plant yourself, and the light spear comes out and impales him through the chest, and he just explodes from the waist up.
That sounds right. That's what usually happens.
The chariot would keep going with this comically large, like stupid large horse that is also covered in lazotep. It is barreling down on you, and you just sort of like close your eyes, waiting for the hit stick to happen. Then you open your eyes, and there's a bunch of tentacles holding the whole chariot and horse off
Cool,
the ground.
cool.
The horse is like, it's not going anywhere. All right,
Good teamwork.
back to the top. The Gruul boys are going to try and break out. They succeed. Chaos and mayhem ensues. Several Gruul attacks. Oh, Jesus.
Good catch.
D20's on the floor.
Oh.
Ah. All right, so they take down one of the elites. With just grit and fury and bonking him on the head.
You mess with the honk, you get the bonk.
A bonk on the head.
The rest of the normal shock troops are going to turn around and deal with these guys. They're going to take some swings. If they deal enough damage, they might critically injure this druid of the old ways, but they do not. They kill a couple of the other Gruul. The remaining elites with their dual scimitars are going to come after you guys super hard. Probably starting with him, because it seems like he killed their leader, which is not good.
I told you not to.
Whatever.
Ah. Alright, so that is 2 hits. One of them is a crit. 7. Then more on top of that.
Where my D8s at?
How lucky.
Alright, so that's going to be 20 damage, and I need you to make a strength save with disadvantage.
Okay. Hiya. 7 and 4. So like max it's going to be a 10.
Oof. Okay.
Well, 11.
Okay, so you stab their leader, and then one of them hooks the blade around your sword, and then while it's looking at you, like, so you're holding the spear like this, and it has the blade like that, it angles it like this and pushes down rapidly, forcing you to let go of your spear or lose your hands, and it takes your fucking spear.
Is that son of a bitch?
Yeah.
I don't like him.
I'll let you.
Hey guys, fuck him up
The
for
other
me.
one hits you on the back of the head while this is happening.
Cool.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm not upset about that. I like
I don't
my
care about
shiny
my head,
spear.
just don't take my magic item.
Yeah.
We'll get him.
And then
Fucking better.
And he runs away. No, I'm just kidding.
Forever.
They don't flee. That's not a thing they do. Okay. So that's their cool turns. Back to you guys.
So who's next? You two?
That was you guys.
No, it's,
Again?
yeah,
We're back
yeah.
to the top?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot.
That,
you
they
tried to
they
say
were at
that.
the top of the
My
nat
bad.
20.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. I forgot it was Sadek.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah.
Sadier's going to take your next turn.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lightning
locked
bolt the one that took his spear.
Cool. We're going to be super generous and say that he was not in the line of lightning bolt.
I mean,
Yeah, whatever.
in the scene, I shattered a bunch of people. Tentacles came up and grabbed the leader. He stabbed the leader. Someone grabbed his stuff and took it from him. So we just kind of looked to the side and like.
You could do
change
something
up-
other than lightning bolt.
I mean, it's the most powerful, it's the most damaging spell I have. If you want to get your fucking spear back.
All right, lightning bolt.
All
Dexterity
right.
save.
Yeah.
He passes. He's gonna take half damage. He doesn't have evasion though, which is real nice.
Yeah.
'Cause otherwise, he would have
He still
taken
takes
none
4d6.
damage.
Like this guy.
I'm taking d6s.
No.
I have a bunch in
I
here.
just need 4. 12 damage.
12 lightning damage.
Nice.
Ouchie wawa.
Good stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah, she
Alright, who
changed the
next?
tune up just long enough to like a lightning bolt to.
Lightning bolt comes off. He is electrified, twitches for a second, and then seems to reset and go back to chopping on this Loxodon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who next?
So all that's left in my tentacles is that horse, right?
Yep.
And so do we still have that phalanx in front of us, or
The Phalanx has fallen back to deal with the Gruul, leaving you with the 2 elites.
oh, so we just have 2 elites?
Yeah, jackal-headed dual-wielding
Okay.
skeletons.
So in that case, I am going to. Hang on. Oh, okay. I am going to. You know what? We'll just go with the old favorite, Eldritch Blast. Both of them onto the dude that's got his spear.
Cool.
Dope.
So that's a +9 to hit. 13.
13, not going to do it.
And that's over 20.
Over 20, go and do it.
Yeah, 25. All right.
It's over 20.
So
Roll me that
D10
damage.
plus 5. 8 damage.
All right. So you crack the plating a little bit, like you can see the black bone underneath that is like charred and aged in a weird way, but it is still very much standing. A little creaky, but not quite dead yet. All right. Sodek's turn?
Mm-hmm.
Sodek's turn. He's going to come out of gaseous form, jump on this wounded skeleton, and fucking bite him. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds right.
Skeleton makes a dexterity saving throw. It fails by a very small margin. $10, 12. All right. Not immune to psychic damage, are you, skeleton?
Never would be.
What a beautiful plane of existence. What a strange place. I can see the markings of artifice. As he sort of takes the last of this, whatever is left inside this skeleton's memories for himself. You've brought me a gift, Fawns, and I appreciate it. It's not often that I have memories from outside of Ravnica. I'll treasure it forever.
You're welcome.
Okay. As long as it's not Mirko Vosk.
No.
That asshole.
Mirko Vosk is in jail, I believe.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
had-
We did put him in jail.
Had heard
What's
that that was true.
Probably dead.
I don't know.
Alright, so he goes down. There's one champion left, and the Gruul have finished killing the skeleton minions. You're able to make short work of the rest of them. We'll say that Oleg and his band was with the other Gruul, keeping this druid of the old ways alive. He turns to you. He's just like, we have your druid. Praise the raised boar. He's like covered in blood. Got that wild look in his eyes. I'll see you in this life or the next, Alana. He turns and runs towards the battle. And that is where we will end it today,
She's neither
having
happy
acquired
nor
the Druid of the
unhappy
Old Ways. Thanks everybody for coming into the stream. It's good to see you all. War of the Spark. It's happening. It's real. There's Eternals. They can take your weapons. They don't give a fuck.
They're Eternals?
They're third level fighters. They'll come for your giblets. All right.
I have giblets now?
Seriously.